Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday, everyone. How is everyone doing today? Now that OPEX is out of the way, hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Good morning, John. Thank you for putting in the news. Sterling, good morning, Patrick. What do you find Sterling's good morning? There it is. Good morning, Sterling. What else do we have here? What else? Good morning, Ted. Good morning, Harold. What, is everybody else sleeping in this morning? Where is everybody? Where is everybody on a beautiful Monday morning? Oh, yay. Yay, where's that? MicroStrategy buys more Bitcoin. That's shocking. If Bitcoin ever has a big drawdown there, it's going to get real interesting for that company. Other than that, there we go. Good morning, Anissa. All right. So we already had the Chicago Fed National Activity Index coming out higher than expected and bounced from last time, but very minor number. We have some global S&P Global Composite Manufacturing and Services number, all in expansion, coming out 15 minutes after cash opened. Good morning, David. Hello, Charles. So pay attention to that. And we got Boston Bar speaking, because what would be a day after a Fed meeting without a more Fed speak? Then tomorrow we got Kugler speaking, Red Book, and some home sale information, Richmond Fed. Wednesday we got durable goods and more Fed speak. And the EIA numbers, of course. Thursday we have the GDP numbers these are the final numbers for Q4. Now remember, there's still revisions after the final numbers, but these are the final numbers that are posted, like for the market, that so they can react to. We got jobless claims, and we got the quarterly PCE numbers, and we got Kansas City regional numbers, and more Fed speak. And Friday, we have core PCE month over month for February, and the personal spending and Michigan consumer sentiment final numbers for March. This is the last full week of trading for March, and then next Monday closes out March. So we've got quarterly repositioning. But the big days is everything's backloaded this week, especially on Friday. What else do we have? Hello, Charles. Hey, David, good morning. Good morning, Heinrich. Good morning, Royal Palms. Good morning, Jacob. So that's where we sit this week. So far, it's buy. Alpax is out of the way. Let's just buy it all, and we still have the doubles playing out. But don't buy Lockheed Martin. Don't buy Lockheed Martin today. Groups. Everything is positive, led by consumer cyclical technology and comm service. So it's definitely a risk on day. Let's just buy it all. Still 3 rate cuts priced in for the market, with the last one coming in December. Fear and greed, still in extreme fear. Schiller PE, still above 35. So market, even with this pullback that we're now bouncing off of, is still expensive. In terms of earnings, we got KB Homes after the close today. We have tomorrow, not really much going on. Tomorrow afternoon, you got GameStop. I don't know if people still follow that. Wednesday, we got Dollar Tree is the big one. There's not much again Wednesday after the close. There's a number of companies reporting, but there's not a lot of companies that'll move the markets. Thursday, we've got Lululemon. And that's really about it. So it's nothing big in terms of earnings this week that's market moving. All right. So good morning, Richard. Lots of long setups. Well, let's see where we sit here. We still, double has not been invalidated. And now, again, there's the talk for April 2nd, Magic Tariff Day. Well, now there are going to be more targets, and they're not going to be as broadly sweeping. That's the news coming out, and the market's tanking that as, okay, we can run with it, although yields are starting to climb a little again. So, but the double targets can still play out. So remember, and none of these, even if we reach these full targets, they don't invalidate still rolling over again. All right, next key target for the S&P. Next key area, we're trading right now about 57.88. Next key target is 57.97. Then, and that's just around the top of the rotation zone. So going to be keeping an eye on there, but that's definitely a stop raise, if not more, from my perspective. Daily cycles at the top, but not rolling over yet. Next target is 58.33, and then we have 58.68. And then we have a pretty significant cluster at 58.89. Let me change the color of this one real quick. So we have a very significant, which would be a 50% bounce from this sell-off. And tag in the 200 area on the downside, and right above that is the 50 EMA. So if this gets through rotation zone, we can have some more upside ahead potentially. So that's what I'm keeping an eye on right there. The double's still in play. Major support is back at 57.60. The minor support, I'm just going to be watching the 1 hour rotation zone at about 57.77 to 57.80. That's what I'm keeping an eye on any pullback. The NASDAQ. The targets, remember we still have the double playing out. The targets are 20,000, 20,320, 20,482, 20,644. Right above that first target is the top of the rotation zone and the 50% harmonic from the prior low sell-off. The more important area, though, is going to be if we do get through all the targets, the major area, it's hard to see, but we have the hooking over 50, the hooking over 200, the 50, and the 50% retracement from the down move, all at 20,937. So if we get through all the double targets and continue to rally, that's my major key target on a continued rally. The key support level right now is about 20,100 for major support. Minor support I'm looking at right around 20,200 to 20,220. Good morning, PMG. Charles thinks he's falling in love with the 15-minute and 1 hour chart. Too many bars. Again, I think people, definitely use the slightly longer term. Even if you're day trading, I love the longer term charts. Excuse me. Sorry about that. All right. Now the Dow, which did not have a double, trading against the rotation zone. Next key area for the Dow is 42,935 and then 43,100 to the upside. Above there, you're looking at about 43,450 area. The major support's coming in at 42,460. The minor support is coming in right around 42,670, 680. Russell. We do have a potential minor double top here. It's on a 4 hour basis. You can see here how still the first and second targets are within the move. I'm just pointing that out because that's the only thing. I'm still watching for more upside, a little more upside bounce in the Russell. That's the only thing that would put a damper on that going into this week. We are trading against the upper end of the rotation zone. If we get through there, the next key area would be, the next major is about 2159, 2160 area. The key support level, I'm just keeping an eye on. The minor support going in and open is 2105. More major is about 2100. The VIX, we sort of spiked up on Friday and reversed down. And again, I was watching the 20 level, and that's why I started getting the more sustained bounce Friday afternoon. And now we're breaking down more. I'm going to be watching for a continued breakdown, especially below 18. The DAX. Not much to talk about here. Not much to talk about here unless we start closing below Friday's low. Keep an eye on that. The notes. The bigger perspective on the note futures. I'm watching. This would be a very sloppy head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders. That, again, I'm watching this neckline for a weekly close above it. Other than that, yields trying to climb a little and pulling back. There is no, because we had a potential double top that's turned into a triple top. The key breakdown area I'll be watching is if we get below 110.08. For the yield, we had a double bottom turning into a triple bottom. But it's nearly still a double bottom on a weekly basis. I'm just going to be keeping an eye on this, but it would need a weekly close above above 4,335.7. So other than that, just keeping an eye. Yields have been in a trading range since the end of February. So nearly a month they've been stuck in a horizontal trading range. Dollar index triggered the double bottom against the rotation zone. So I'm going to be watching that for more potential upside in that, although it is against the rotation zone. Crude, technically the double, again, confirmed, but not triggered because this was a down candle, not officially triggered on the daily. All right, I need an upwards candle, not a downwards candle. So this was a red candle. I need a green candle. So going to be watching today still how that closes right there. Gold, after a decent pullback on Friday to reconnect it with the rotation zone, is bouncing up. We still have daily cycles down, so we could be in for some more consolidation. In the short term, right now, roughly, I'm looking for a resumptive move to close above of 3,042. We have the yen also trading against this key declining trend line. So I'm going to be watching to see if it can close above there, with then targeting the 50 and the 200 potentially for a continued bounce. And key support coming in about 149.20 and major support coming in about 148.80. Euro triggering the double top on Friday. So going to be watching for more downside. Again, it is against the rotation zone, so it's slightly lower probability and have to be nimble, but the first target is right where the bottom of the rotation zone is. What else? You got Bitcoin slightly up, trying to break out still to the upside, but there's no fantastic pattern in Bitcoin right now. Spiders, you still have the move, the little gap down and reversal move took us into between the 50 and 62.5, but did not invalidate the double. The targets are still 570.02, which has already been hit once, and we're above it again already today. The key target, look at the top of the rotation zone, and 573.02. So 573 is the key target to the upside. You have the 50 or the 200 right there, the declining 21. Above there is 576.02. And then if it continues a bigger rally, I'm looking at about 581.45. The Qs, first key target for the double is 488. And we're trading right there. We're trading just above the first key target there, so that would be at least a stop raise on the Qs. The next target is the area around 491.60 and then 495.11. So that's where we sit with all those potential targets. Tesla looks like it's going to possibly trigger this sloppy double bottom today. First target would be 266.62. We're going to gap up to about the 259 area today. Then 274, then the kiss of 200 away from the underside is right about 281, 282 area. Wow, 100 plus round turns. Man, you're going to burn your account up with commissions. So that's where we stand right there. I didn't see anything else. I mean, there's not much else we can talk about. So we should just watching for some bounces. Remember, all the doubles were taken off the play. That does not mean we can't bounce. For some of these, though, watch right around the top of the rotation zones for some of the mega caps. Also, if they do get through there, like in Amazon, we got the first cross the rotation zone. So I'd be watching for on a bigger reaction this week if we follow through, closer to the weekly rotation zones on these. Like Meta, we don't have the first cross in that yet, but we could easily see a bounce back into the rolling over rotation zone. Lots of these things are oversold, and they are setting up for potential weekly percent beat buys, so we'll have to see how those play out also. Okay? So that's really what I'm looking at this week. that is about it. So I'm going to wrap it up for today. Hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful trading day. And I will see you back tomorrow. Bye for now.